It's 1994. A goofy road trip comedy hits theaters, starring two guys in ridiculous tuxedos, one orange and one baby blue. Critics weren't sure what to think, but audiences, they loved it. That movie was Dumb and Dumber, and somehow it became one of the most beloved comedies of the 90s, with unforgettable one-liners, over-the-top slapstick, and a kind of innocent idiocy that made you laugh and care. This film wasn't just dumb fun. It was smart comedy disguised as chaos. But what happened to the cast that made it so unforgettable? 3 decades later, let's take a look at the iconic cast of Dumb and Dumber. Number 1, Jim Carrey as Lloyd Christmas, the tooth-chipped, bowl-cut dreamer with a heart of gold and absolutely no common sense.
Why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere?
He's a guy who traded a van for a mini bike and thinks Aspen is a place where the beer flows like wine. Lloyd is the one who kicks off the entire movie. He's driving a limousine when he falls instantly in love with a beautiful woman, Mary Swanson, as he drops her off at the airport. But when she accidentally leaves a briefcase behind, Lloyd decides it's his destiny to return it to her, even though she's in Aspen, Colorado, and he has no idea how to get there. Lloyd convinces his best friend Harry, another well-meaning dope.
Hell are we doing here, Harry? We gotta get out of this town!
Okay, Lloyd.
To join him on a cross-country mission. And so begins their ridiculous, obstacle-filled journey. Along the way, Lloyd sells Harry's van and buys a tiny mini bike for the final leg of their trip. And the most iconic part? They ride into the snowy mountains with frozen snot and completely unaware of how insane it all looks. Lloyd's charm lies in his utter confidence despite being completely out of touch with reality. Whether it's mistaking Austria for Australia, dreaming of opening a worm store called
I got worms.
I beg your pardon?
I got worms. We're going to specialize in selling worm farms.
or daydreaming about a life with Mary, he makes us laugh and weirdly makes us care. And let's not forget,
That's not what I meant. What do you think the chances are? Hit me with it. Just give it to me straight.
More like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
so you're telling me there's a chance? One of the most quotable moments in comedy history. All because Lloyd is too dumb to be discouraged. Jim Carrey made Lloyd unforgettable. Not just because of his goofy expressions or wild antics, but because he gave him soul. You laugh with him, even when he was hopelessly lost. But here's something most fans don't know. That chipped tooth? It was real. Carrey had a cap on a childhood dental injury, and he removed it just for this role to make Lloyd even dumber looking. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. We read every single one. Behind the scenes, Carrey was on fire. This was the same year he did The Mask and Ace Ventura, 3 blockbusters in 1 year. And guess what? He got paid $7 million for Dumb and Dumber, while his co-star, we'll get to that. Fast forward 30 years later, Jim Carrey is no longer the guy bouncing off walls. Over the years, he took on more serious roles, like The Truman Show, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and Man on the Moon. He even stepped away from Hollywood for a while, diving into painting and writing. In fact, Carrey became a published author and a surprisingly deep thinker about life and fame. Today, in 2025, Jim Carrey is 63 years old. He said he's pretty much retired from acting, choosing a quieter life away from the spotlight. But to us, he'll always be Lloyd. Second on the list is Jeff Daniels as Harry Dunne. If Lloyd was the impulsive dreamer, Harry Dunne was his equally clueless best friend, a dog groomer with a van shaped like a shaggy pooch. Jeff Daniels brought Harry to life with this wide-eyed innocence, a loyal heart, and surprisingly perfect comedic timing.
My God! You poor guy, does it hurt?
I'm fine. I paid the fee for you.
But here's what's really surprising. Daniels was best known as a serious dramatic actor before Dumb and Dumber. He took a huge risk doing a silly comedy. In fact, the studio didn't even want him. They offered him just $50,000 compared to Carrey's $7 million, hoping he'd turn it down. But Daniels saw the potential, and thank goodness he did. Their chemistry? Absolutely electric. Remember the scene with the hot peppers at the diner? Daniels had no idea how intense that take would be, and much of that reaction, completely real. Fast forward to today. Jeff Daniels, now 70, has proven himself one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. After Dumb and Dumber, he went back to drama, starring in The Newsroom, Godless, and The Looming Tower. He's also an accomplished stage actor, winning praise for his Broadway performances. In his personal life, Daniels lives in his hometown of Chelsea, Michigan, far from the Hollywood buzz. He runs a nonprofit theater company and plays music on the side. And yes, in 2014, he reunited with Carrey for Dumb and Dumber 2, because some friendships are just too dumb to quit.
That way, you can build me up so I won't have to brag about myself later. Tell her I'm rich, and I'm good looking. Oh.
Number 3. Lauren Holly as Mary Swanson. Ah, yes, Mary Swanson, as Lloyd called her.
It's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
The rich, kind-hearted woman at the center of Lloyd's hopeless love story. Lauren Holly played Mary with warmth, grace, and just enough charm to make the audience believe both Lloyd and Harry could fall for her. She wasn't just a plot device. She grounded the chaos. But here's a twist you might not know. Lauren Holly and Jim Carrey actually fell in love on set. They got married in 1996, just 2 years after the film released. But like many whirlwind romances in Hollywood, it didn't last long. They divorced less than a year later. After Dumb and Dumber, Holly went on to star in Dragon, The Bruce Lee Story, NCIS, and Picket Fences. She was a rising star in the 90s, but later stepped back from mainstream film to focus on television and family. Fast forward to today. Lauren Holly is 61 years old and living in Canada, where she's worked in several Canadian dramas like Motive and Family Law. She's also a proud mom and rarely does interviews, preferring a quieter life. But fans still remember her as Mary, the woman who politely let two total strangers fight for her attention in the cold streets of Aspen. Number 4. Mike Starr as Joe Mentalino. Remember the guy who tried to kill Lloyd and Harry with hot peppers and somehow ended up eating his own poison sandwich? That's Joe Mentalino, the hitman who just couldn't keep up with our two lovable fools. Played by Mike Starr, this character added a weird kind of tension to the movie. He was scary, but hilariously outwitted by the dumbest duo on earth. Mike Starr is a classic, that guy, actor. You've seen him everywhere, even if you don't always remember his name. Before Dumb and Dumber, it already appeared in Goodfellas, The Bodyguard, and Miller's Crossing. And after, he never stopped working. Fun fact, Starr actually loved playing the villain here. He said the mix of dark comedy and slapstick made it one of the most fun sets he'd ever been on. Fast forward to 2025. Mike Starr is now 74 and still acting. You'll spot him in shows like Blue Bloods, Ray Donovan, and even indie films where he plays mobsters, dads, or neighborhood tough guys. He's also been involved in theater and often shows up at fan conventions, always happy to talk about Joe Mental. Even decades later, fans still shout his Dumb and Dumber lines back to him on the street. Now that's an iconic legacy.
She's gonna buy.
If this is bringing back memories or making you smile, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Number 5. Karen Duffy as J.P. Shay. She was beautiful, mysterious, and packing heat.
Who the hell you figure this guy's working for anyway?
J.P. Shay wasn't just Mary's assistant. She was in on the entire kidnapping plot.
Come on, Joe. Let me do them. Let me do both of them. You wouldn't have to worry about
And the woman behind her? Karen Duffy, a model MTV VJ and rising star of the 90s. Her role in Dumb and Dumber was brief, but memorable. She brought elegance and an edge to the character, standing out in a film dominated by chaos. But what happened after the movie is both unexpected and deeply moving. In 1995, just 1 year after Dumb and Dumber, Karen was diagnosed with a rare and painful disease called sarcoidosis, which affected her brain and spine. She went from red carpets to hospitals, facing a life-altering battle. But instead of disappearing, she fought back. Karen became an author, a motivational speaker, and a fierce advocate for chronic illness awareness. Her memoir, Model Patient, inspired thousands. Fast forward to 2025. Karen Duffy is now 63, still writing, still speaking, and still incredibly active in the world of advocacy. She's appeared in documentaries and continues to inspire people through social media and live events. And yes, fans still remember her sly smirk from Dumb and Dumber, a small role, but one that made a big impact. Before we wrap up, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got more exciting videos coming your way this week. It's been over 30 years since Lloyd and Harry took that scooter to Aspen, and yet the movie still holds up. Maybe it's because deep down, we all want to believe in friendships that's strong, hearts that pure, and a world where even the dumbest plans can somehow lead to joy. The cast of Dumb and Dumber gave us more than laughs. They gave us a comedy.
Ah! Lloyd, you okay? Swanson. Wool. Host. A new host. What are you doing? Would you calm down? I've never seen you so nervous. You have her briefcase. She's gonna be thrilled to see you. That way, you can build me up so I won't have to brag about myself later. Tell her I'm rich and I'm good looking.
Anyway, the real reason I came over here